Hi there, my name's Kelly Cunningham. I'm the co-founder and managing director of Your Leasing Co. I'm delighted to be chatting to Dave Sheehan here today to chat about all things leasing for the members of Massage and Myotherapy Australia. Can't wait.
Clinical myotherapists combine fundamental health science knowledge with manual therapy, pain management and exercise therapy to help people recover from pain and injury, improving their physical function and quality of life. Its methods of physical and orthopaedic assessment share similarities with other allied health disciplines such as physiotherapy and osteopathy. Draw on 60 years of academic excellence and experience. This course is the longest established degree of its type and meets requirements for all leading professional myotherapy associations in Australia. Progress from a diploma to a bachelor's degree with many subjects now available for flexible online study.
When it comes to events, Twin Towns Conference and Function Centre on the border of Queensland and New South Wales stands head and shoulders above the crowd. The centre is conveniently located just 10 minutes drive south of Gold Coast Airport and a couple of minutes walk to famous Gold Coast beaches, shopping centres, cafes and restaurants. It's surrounded by the natural beauty of the Tweed and Northern Rivers region, famous for its unspoilt coastline, ancient rainforests and cultural diversity. Luxury 4.5-star resort Twin Towns adjoins the centre by covered overhead walkway. The resort has stylish rooms and apartments with balconies overlooking the ocean, harbour or hinterland.
Hi everybody and welcome to the Connect Show. This is Dave Sheehan talking with Kelly Cunningham on a really interesting topic on leasing, and it's going to be a very relevant connect for many of you out there who do struggle with the whole thing around dealing with landlords, etc. So welcome, Kelly.
Yeah, thanks so much. It's great to be here.
Now, from what I understand, well, firstly, there was a little journal article that was in, I think, last edition of our journal. So
Yes.
many of the members at home may already get a sort of a grasp about what maybe we're going to talk about, but it's a great place to unpack the whole deal around leasing and yeah. So did you want to sort of maybe just start off by talking a little bit about your background, just in a very small way, and then we'll get stuck into how relevant your company is potentially for some of the members out there.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So we've been in business since 2004. So next year's our 20th anniversary, which means we've been negotiating leases for a very long time. Prior to starting the business in 2004, I worked in shopping centre management for some large institutions, managing some very large retail assets, which meant that provided me with a really solid platform of information and knowledge around what's important in a lease, what's important to the landlord, what it all means in a practical application, what things can be negotiated and why they're all in there kind of thing. It means that we've got a lot of power at the negotiating table. So that's sort of my background. And then 2004, I decided to start my own business because there was just so many businesses out there who need help. And I'm very passionate about helping small business owners and making sure they can maximize their profit. And not enough of them use their leases to do that.
And I remember reading in the article that was in the journal, there was a dollar figure put on how much savings there were in different circumstances. So you talked a little bit about earlier with me offline about how there's the spa industry that you've been in for a long time as far as helping out clinics in that space, which is a very similar space to what our membership is in. But then you went on to say that there's already quite a number of members who have taken up your service.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we've been working with Massage Myotherapy Australia for a few months now, and we've launched our landing page, which we'll talk about, towards the end of this interview. But we've already been working with some members and making some really significant savings and helping them as well, just to deal with some challenges that they have and some uncertainty around some leasing matters. And if they don't know what to do, sometimes they just need to call someone who they can trust to sort of help them know that they're on the right path or they're not, or just to give them some guidance, really. So all of those things we've already been doing with some members and seen some really great results. Yeah.
So for a member to contact you, what's kind of the step or the procedure there?
Sure. Well, we've got a 1300 number, which is 1300 356 702. So they can call that phone hotline and they'll either get me or one of our team, and we'll answer their query. And that could be anything. It could be to do with the renewal of a lease. It could just be an operational question. I've had a leak in my premises, who pays for that? Or, simple things like that we'll answer on that phone line as well. But we also have a landing page which we can provide. It's www.yourleasingco.com/MMA. So what they can do is they can go to that landing page and you can register your lease, because we do offer a service to members where they can provide us with a copy of their lease. If you're an existing lease already, provide us with a copy of the lease. And what we do is we do like a little audit of it and do a report and summarize all the key components, the critical dates, the things that are sort of abnormal or variable, I guess, in the lease. And we put that all into a report. And then we will organize a phone consultation with the member to say, here's what we've found, here's what we've identified, this is what it all means. Next time you're negotiating your lease, this is something I'd think about changing, or things have changed a little bit now and they don't do those kinds of things anymore. So next time, think about this or think about that. And we go through that. And then we'll forward that to the member with our recommendations. So we've got that landing page there, which sort of outlines these couple of offers, and they can register their information there. They can upload their lease and they can send it over to us and we can do that for them. We do that for members free of charge. We normally charge $2,500 for that service.
Wow. That's impressive.
Australia we've worked an agreement with you to do that for free for your members. So once we've got the lease in our hands and we've conducted that review, then we also keep that information in our database so that we can remind your members 6 to 8 months out from the expiry date, hey, your expiry is coming up, this is the next action that you need to take. And that may involve us helping them. It may involve them doing it themselves, but just to make sure they don't miss those key milestones and those dates, because time is the most valuable resource in the negotiation. So the last thing we need to do is run out of time, and then we kind of end up agreeing to things that are less than optimal.
So the actual amount of time, you're saying 6 months out from the end of lease is kind of where people should be looking at the renewal or not, moving on or whatever. So it's around that 6 month mark.
Yes, it is. If they're in a retail shopping centre setting, the Retail Leases Act legislation outlines that the landlord is required to start talking to the tenant 6 months out from expiry, and they have to advise the tenant at that time of their intentions at renewal. So it's been sort of deemed acceptable that 6 months is enough time to close a negotiation one way or another. So we like to contact people 6 to 8 months out, so that we've got a bit of time up our sleeve to start thinking about it before the knock on the door from the landlord.
Right. Yeah. Well, Kelly, it just sounds like it's total value for our members. It seems like they're getting like a free audit on the whole leasing side of things if they want to. So quite the service. It's fantastic. And as you've mentioned, and Anne, our CEO, who is a colleague from Cosboa, has also mentioned how much success there's been in negotiating and helping members out already. So for those watching Connect, if you are in that situation, it seems like you've got a sort of a no strings attached opportunity to really have a look at your lease and maybe get Your Leasing Co to give you a hand with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Sometimes it's just getting that clarity around the lease and sort of going, you know what, my lease is actually quite good. Like people ring me and say, I feel it's good, but I'm just not sure, and I don't trust the agent or I don't trust the landlord. So they're just having us to say, you know what, this is actually a really good deal. And these terms are actually really great. You should keep going with those if you get the opportunity. That's also valuable to them just to get that peace of mind. So, you know what, but if they do need help, then we can certainly help them negotiate the lease. We do that end to end, look after the whole thing for them, do all the interactions with the landlord, because there is a power imbalance between the landlord and tenant, right? It's very, very big in some circumstances, which means the landlord's got all this information, power, knowledge, experience, all that stuff that the tenant generally does not have. And therefore, when they come to the negotiating table, it's a David and Goliath scenario where the landlord says, oh, no, that's normal. We do that every single time. And the tenant has to go, oh, okay then, because they don't know anything different from that. Whereas when someone says that to me, I can say with a level of authority, I've negotiated over 1,000 leases, I can be saying to them, listen, that's actually not true. We're not going to put that in this lease. Here's what we suggest we do instead. Here's the workaround. We can give you what you need whilst we still provide our client with what they need. We can certainly do that. And we're saving, you know, our average savings is $102,000 per client. So that's obviously relative to the size of rent you're paying. If you're paying $25,000 in rent, that's not possible. But anyone who's paying sort of over $50,000 in rent per year, those savings are absolutely real, and they happen every single day in our office. There's so much money to be saved in leases that people leave on the table because they just don't understand the things that can be negotiated, and that's where we can help. Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. Well, Kelly, it's been great having you on the show. Very, very worthwhile. I've got a feeling you get swamped with calls to that landing page, and we'll put that up underneath here for the Connect show that when we go to air. So right. Really great talking to you. Your passion's amazing, and it's great that it's one of those win-win sort of scenarios, I guess.
Absolutely.
For your business to help people. And that you're able to make a living out of it. It's just all good. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and we're very passionate about that. So us being able to do, I just put a post up yesterday saying I love being able to do something I love and helping people at the same time, because it's, you know, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And therapists in general, that's not, as you say, their expertise in that side of things. Good with their hands, good with their techniques, but not in a lot of cases, not as good from a business angle. So to have that helping hand, such a great service. So again,
thanks very much,
Kelly. Awesome to have you on the show. Everyone at home, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thanks so much.